Hey you guys, I'm Rachel Cruz, and I am so excited to be with you. In fact, I'm going to be with you throughout this entire curriculum. And I've got to say, this topic of money is really exciting because, hey, who doesn't love money, right? Now, the problem is a lot of people don't know what to do with their money. You guys may be in the same boat. Maybe you have some money and all you know what to do is just to spend it. Well, you're gonna learn a lot about this topic throughout this curriculum. Growing up, my parents taught me how money works. And now as an adult, I look back and I'm so grateful for that because now I can win with money because I know how it actually works. So my passion is to talk to your generation because what I found out is that the earlier you know how money works, the better off you're going to be. In fact, we actually have a high school curriculum that several million high school students across the country have gone through. But wouldn't it be better if you could learn it even in middle school? So that's why I'm excited that you guys are watching this. Now, you may hear the word personal finance throughout this curriculum, and you may have no idea what that means. Personal finance simply means how you handle your money. It includes all the money choices a person or a family must make in order to earn, budget, save, and spend. It also includes planning for emergencies and for the future. Now, there's a lot of subjects around money and a lot of things you can do with money. And we've simplified it to 5 steps that you guys can take. They're called the 5 foundations. So the first foundation is to get a $500 emergency fund. All right, I know $500 sounds like a lot of money because it is, but if you just save a little bit every time you get paid for something, then it actually builds up rather quickly. Now, you need an emergency fund for when unexpected things come up and you don't have the money to pay for it. Well, you have an emergency fund in the bank to pay for those kinds of things. The second foundation is to get out of debt and stay out of debt. Now, we'll talk a lot about this later, so don't worry about it right now. The third foundation is to pay cash for your first car. You guys, you're gonna be 16 so soon, and I want you to have a great car, so we're gonna talk about that. The fourth foundation is to pay cash for college. Yes, college seems forever away, but we're gonna give you some great tips that you can start doing right now, even in middle school. And the last foundation, number 5, is to invest and give generously. Now let's get started with our first 1-minute question. These questions will come up in each lesson, and you're going to have 1 minute to answer them. Now, if you're in a classroom, just talk about your answer with your friends sitting around you. If you're at home, then tell your parent or another adult what your answer is. And if you're by yourself, then just simply write it down. Now, these are fun questions, so don't get nervous. Okay, here's the first question. Thinking about what you could buy, if you could buy anything in the world, it's pretty fun to think about. But one thing you guys have to realize is that becoming a financially responsible young adult, it's going to take some work, and you're probably going to have to learn some new things. So don't be freaked out, it's really exciting. Because one of the things that I find people get wrong when it comes to their money is they think that personal finance is all about math. It's all about interest rates. Or if I have $4 and I get $4 more, that's $8, right? It's all math-based. But really, that's not the case at all. Personal finance is so much more about what you do with your money that's important. So remember, personal finance is about 80% behavior. It's only 20% head knowledge. So what you do with your money is way more important than what you know about money. Because listen, you could know how to handle money and it's all in your brain and you get it, but if you never actually do it, then what's the good in that? Now, there's going to be a lot of things you guys are going to learn. And one thing you have to see is that becoming money smart involves 4 things: work, spend, save, and give. That's really the foundation of money. And you're also going to learn things like budgeting, spending wisely, investing, and debt. You may have no clue what some of those things are, but we're gonna break them all down for you and you're gonna understand everything by the end of this curriculum. Now remember, being financially responsible is more about what you do with money and less about head knowledge.
Hey, I'm Ken Coleman, and I'm going to be adding some other pieces of helpful information for you. Like this. Do you know the difference between an asset and a liability? For that matter, have you even heard of those words before? No big deal. Here's a quick definition of each. An asset is something that you own. A liability is something that you owe to someone else. That is debt, and that's bad. Here's an example. If you buy a car with cash, you own it. If you buy a car with credit, you owe payments to the car lot. So, assets are good things and liabilities are bad things. This is important when it comes to figuring out something like net worth. This is a very important financial term. There's some extra information in your student text to help you understand what net worth is.
Here's the deal. Right now in life, you probably have someone who takes care of all this money stuff for you, so you don't have the pressures of personal finance. You know, the adults in your life are paying taxes and insurance and bills, so you don't feel that pressure. And that's okay, you shouldn't. You're in middle school. But the issue is a lot of people take this no pressure, no big deal approach into high school, then into college, and then into adulthood. And a lot of adults end up being irresponsible with money, doing things like spending all the money they make. And what happens is those adults usually fall into one major pitfall when it comes to money, and that is debt. And debt is owing anything to anyone for any reason. For a lot of adults, it means that they borrow other people's money, usually the bank's money, to pay for stuff that they can't pay for themselves. And what happens is debt causes a lot of stress and for people to be overwhelmed because they owe someone else money. It can even get to the point that your parents fight about money, and debt can sometimes lead to that. So my goal for you guys is that you don't ever have to experience that you can live a life completely debt-free so you don't have to make those mistakes.